And in fact, let's go to that whole notion. Not only is war hell, but the notion of evil. We historically in the United States, maybe George W. Bush and the Republicans, just for a moment, let's just imagine that possibly they actually went to the dark side. Historically, this five-pointed star was man, right? It meant man. It's the good thing. And if you flipped it upside down, the upside-down five-pointed star with the goat, with his chinny chin chin and his ears and his horns, was the sign of Satan worshippers. It was a satanic star. Now, you can see on the American flag, our stars are right side up. All across America, you'll see symbols with five-pointed stars. The stars are right side up, the man stars. But around the year 2000, the Republican Party changed their logo from the stars being right side up to the stars being upside down. Coincided with the coming on the scene of George W. Bush and Karl Rove. Very strange.
The real deal. I'm talking about genetic engineers, transhumanists, working for the globalist, who in their own words admit, going back to the 1970s, that they had a plan to patent every major food crop and then every major life form, prolific life form on this planet, and put artificial genes, genetics, DNA, RNA into them to manipulate viruses, bacteria. And now that's been done with tens of thousands of different species. In some cases, hundreds of different species, body armor in their milk. You've read about the super salmon that university studies have shown will extinct the normal salmon that are in the ocean. And these salmon, different varieties, have been mixed with other fish, insects, plants. The list goes on and on. You see, that's the real thing. You're eating corn, you're eating a GMO potato, and it's had insect genes. A pesticide is engineered to grow inside the corn to where field mice and insects can't eat it. If they do, they die. But then you are fed this. My point is, as we prepare to enter 2012, we have a global ruling class that are playing God and who, quite frankly, don't know what they're doing, as well as radiological tests on prisoners, foster children, military personnel. The list goes on and on. You know about injecting people with syphilis. You know about the horrors of children being radiated by the thousands in atomic studies. You know about forced sterilizations going, larger pools of individuals that will carry out these type of activities because they enjoy the power, because they believe the end justifies the means. The point is, the global ruling class believe they are a separate species from us and openly write about this. They believe they have transcended the common man and are actively trying to poison and also socially dumb down the general population so that we will
So again, investigators are still trying to determine what it was. I'm going to read some information. I just got an update from our desk back at the station. Emergency officials in Lower Bucks County have also received numerous calls about a large boom and the ground shaking, just like some folks were describing out here.
So far, no explanation of what happened here, but it really got the attention of a lot of people, even as far away as Ben Salem, reporting that they felt that their homes were shaking. Police radio have received a lot of calls. The police have received calls.
There's been a lot of buzz over the last few weeks about strange sounds being heard in the atmosphere. People around the world and here at home.
It's now days later and the city is still abuzz with talk about the sounds. Everybody with their own guess, estimation, or explanation as to where they came from.
I've heard that Jesus is coming back.
An international team of astronomers says it has discovered what appear to be planets that are not orbiting stars. Some scientists have suggested the existence of such free-floating planets in space. The team, which includes researchers from Japan's Nagoya and Osaka universities, says it has discovered 10 such suspected floating planets. The planets each have a mass approximately equivalent to that of Jupiter. The discoveries were made over 18 months, starting in April of 2006, using a special telescope at an observatory in New Zealand. The researchers say
the number of teenagers seeking treatment for heroin abuse has skyrocketed, and the number of deaths from heroin among high school and college-age kids more than doubled from 1999 to 2009. What's happening here in Chicago reflects the trend nationwide, an increasing number of young people coming into the city from the suburbs to buy heroin that's cheap.
There is a dangerous substance with an innocent-sounding name. Bath salts. Police departments around this country are confronting a surge of people abusing the synthetic drug with horrifying consequences.
Joining me right now is a special guest who witnessed the verdict, Corinne Zimmerman. Hi, thank you for being with us. What did you see in the courtroom when the verdict came down?
It was very silent. It was dead silent. No one moved. And we just watched Sandusky, actually, his face just go blank as they kept reading.
Did he think after all these years that he could just keep on raping children and never be brought to justice?
Then Chinese student Jun Lin at Becnata's apartment, videotaping the murder, police say, and dismembering and eating body parts. Police say Becnata also mailed parts, including Lin's feet and hands, to government offices and schools, and then posted the video of the killing online.
Today we're fighting back from the deepest economic crisis since the Great Depression.
Dow suffered its worst loss of the year Friday, dropping 274 points. Now, the big problem is the news about jobs here coincides with a perfect storm of shocking news globally. China's economy is unexpectedly slowing down, but the biggest concern remains the debt crisis in Europe, which is worsening. Unemployment there just hit a record high 11%, and Greece could withdraw from the euro. Now there are new worries about Spain needing a bailout as well.
Late afternoon curveball for the American economy. 15 of the world's most trusted banks, including the 5 biggest banks in America, hit by a credit downgrade. The market had already been reeling today, closing down more than 250 points, the second biggest drop all year. And ABC's Bianna Golodriga is here to break down for us what just happened and what it means for everybody in this country. So, Bianna, these are big, strong banks. Why did this happen?
Storekeepers have been making change by taking bills and coins out of the cash register drawer. Now, many experts say changing technology is nickel and diming old-fashioned cash out of existence. So is paper money a relic of a bygone era? Our cover story is reported by Lee Cowan.
It's what the wallet was invented for, to carry cash. After all, there was a time when we needed cash everywhere we went. From filling stations to payphones, even the tooth fairy dealt only in cash. But money isn't just physical anymore. It's not only the pennies in your piggy bank or that raggedy dollar bill. Money is also digital. It's zeros and ones stored in a computer, prompting some economists to predict the old-fashioned greenback may soon be a goner.
There will be a time I don't know when, I can't give you the date, when physical money is just going to cease to exist.
Economists like Robert Reich say that.
Well, an executive order signed by President Obama has sparked controversy on both sides of the political aisle. The National Defense Resources Preparedness Executive Order was signed quietly Friday night. It gives the president the power to control U.S. resources in times of war and peace, and this includes food, water, oil, and transportation. Now, some are concerned this could lead to the executive branch having absolute authority over the nation's resources, and others question if this is all in preparation to go to war with Iran. Here's White House Press Secretary Jay Carney's answer to that question at a press conference.